Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new challenge video. Thank you for the huge support on the last shiny hardcore Nuzlocke video, it really is appreciated. There's going to be more hardcore Nuzlockes coming to the channel soon, so I hope you'll stick around. Today though, we'll be going back to another challenge video. Today we find out, can you beat Pokémon SACRED GOLD using only gift Pokémon? It's no secret that I'm a big fan of the gift Pokemon runs, and I've actually not done one since April, so I decided to bring it back, this time on SACRED GOLD, Drayano's ROM hack of Heart Gold. I've already done a shiny only run on this game, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already. The game is a little bit old now, and not as polished as his latest work, but it's still a fantastic ROM hack, with tons of quality of life changes, buffs to weaker Pokemon, and a much higher difficulty, which makes it a great game for challenge runs. The rules are pretty much what you'd expect. I can only use gift Pokemon in battle. There are a huge amount of gift Pokemon in this ROM hack though, so I shouldn't be left wanting for choice. No items in battle of course, and I'll be playing in set mode once again. Before we get going, quick shout out goes to these people for finding the dabbing Delibird last time. Look out for him in this one too, and comment down below with the timestamp for a chance to be featured next time. Alright then, let's see how our team of gift Pokemon will fare against this ROM hack. Let's do this. I start the game and picked a male character this time, calling him Tanjiro. Comment down below if you get the reference. I choose Chikorita as my starter, but I won't be using it for very long. I have a grass type in mind that I want to use this time, but I'll keep it around for now as it might be useful early on. We then run into Cynthia outside of Mr. Pokemon's house, who gives us an Eevee who will be our first official team member. We then take on our rival, who I name Zwigo. Normally I make fun of him here, but this time I just wanted to congratulate him on 200,000 subscribers. Well done, that's actually insane. And honestly, really well deserved. We then defeat the Elder in the Sprout Tower, who gives us an evolutionary item to evolve our Eevee. This is the grass type I was talking about. I've legit never used a Leafeon before, and this game has buffed it significantly, so I thought what better time to try it out. I also pick up a Squirtle in the Violet City Poke Center, and evolve it into a Wartortle. This will be our water type for the run. With our evolved team, I take on the first gym leader Faulkner. Doduo is first, and one Aquajet for each of its heads is more than enough, and next up is Swablu. Aquajet doesn't do a whole lot as he actually goes for a Solar Beam, and he doesn't even need to charge it thanks to his item, but we survive, and take it out with a critical bite the next turn. Chatot is next, who takes us out with a couple of uproars after we bring it down to low health, so I switch into Leafeon and finish it off with a bite, and next up is Farfetch'd. I believe this is part fighting in this ROM hack, so I go for Tackle instead, which does over half, and thanks to Leafeon's huge defense stat, we easily take the Aerial Ace and knock it out with the second one. Murkrow is next, and again it's pretty much the same situation, as we take it out with 2 tackles after taking an Aerial Ace. His final Pokemon is Pidgeotto, who does take a little while to knock out as it does have Roost, but thanks to some lucky flinches we can take it out in a few bites to secure us the first badge. Leafeon did pretty well there for a grass type. Before leaving Violet City, I actually get myself 2 new gift Pokemon, both of them being eggs from Primo. The first is a Mareep, and the second is a Slugma. This should definitely add some diversity to the team, plus Pokemon like Macargo really don't get much recognition. We then defeat Team Rocket in the Slowpoke well, and I take on Zwigo before facing the second gym. Murkrow is first, so I lead with our newly evolved Flaffy, and a couple of Thunder Shocks easily take care of it. Quilava's next, so I paralyze it with a Thunder Wave, and then switch into Wartortle, who can take it out in a couple of Aquajets, and next up is Ghastly. While we end up missing a bunch due to Quilava's smokescreen, we were never really in any danger, and once again 2 Aquajets knock it out, and Zwigo's final Pokemon is Kadabra, who after being hit by an Aquajet disables it, so I switch into Slugma as he fails to land a disable, and finish the fight with a critical hit Ember. Okay, back to trash talking. Get good, scrub. Now we face off against Bugsy, who was actually a lot trickier than I expected. Butterfree is first, so I lead with Flaffy, and go for a Thunder Shock. He U-turns into Beedrill though, who doesn't take much damage, but I then paralyze it as he hits a Twin Needle, and start hitting tackles. We just fall short of a KO before being taken out, so I switch into Wartortle and go for the Aquajet as he heals up, and a second one easily cleans up, and next out is Butterfree, who once again U-turns, this time into Yanma. I land another Aquajet as he goes for U-turn again, this guy's doing more U-turns than Boris Johnson. Butterfree comes out and just survives the second Aquajet, only to set up a Rain Dance. This not only boosts the power of our water attacks, but it also gives me residual healing thanks to my ability Rain Dish. Another Aqua Jet takes it out, and next up is Yanma again, who, after wasting a turn on Detect, giving us more healing, goes down to another Aqua Jet. Scythe is next and sets up a Swords Dance as I go for Water Pulse, which doesn't do as much as I would have liked. He goes for, you guessed it, U-turn, and sends in Heracross, who we're thankfully faster than, and it can't take 2 Water Pulses. Pinsir's next, but it's the same story as Heracross, but he is able to land a Vital Throw, so it goes down in 2 hits, and now we just need to deal with Scyther, who takes us out with a Wing Attack and Quick Attack. I send in Slugma, who can tank a Wing Attack, and even activate our ability Flame Body to burn it, and then we land a Rock Throw, which brings it to low health. This fight's in the bag now though, as even though he takes us out with a Wing Attack, the burn damage knocks him out and we win the second badge. While training for the 3rd gym, I actually find myself a shiny Psyduck. This is the same version of the game as my shiny only run, so the odds are increased, but still, a shiny is a shiny. Maybe I'll use it for Water 8 gems. We then take on Whitney, who, as you may have guessed by my level, took a few attempts. On this run though, everything just fell into place. Leafeon has the King's Rock item, which makes Bullet Seed very likely to flinch, and because of this, Lickitung goes down easily, and next up is Wigglytuff, who also goes down in 2 Bullet Seeds after going for a Wish. Even Miltank can't withstand the power of Leafeon, as we get another flinch and take it out in 2 hits. Lopunny also goes down in a single Bullet Seed, and next up is Stantler, who lowers our attack with Intimidate, so I decide to switch in Wartortle after being hit by an Attract. We get put to sleep pretty quickly, and we're not able to wake up before going down to a barrage of attacks, so I just send in Leafeon once again, and easily finish it off. Whitney's final Pokemon is Clefable, who, yep, gets flinched by Bullet Seed and taken out in 2 hits. Man, this thing might actually be busted. We win the 3rd badge, and before doing anything else, I pick up my next gift Pokemon from Bill's house. Normally it's an Eevee, but in this game it's a Castform. You may think that this is a weird choice for my team, but I actually have an idea. Flaffy and Wartortle both benefit from Rain Dance, due to Thunder and Rain Dish respectively, and Leafeon and Slugma both benefit from Sunny Day, as they have Chlorophyll and Fire attacks. Castforms also receive some stat buffs, so it might actually end up being a great addition to the team, we'll see. In the Burn Tower we face off against Wiggo once again, but his team really hasn't changed much, so we beat him with ease, and while training I find myself another shiny. This time a Duskull, once again no shiny left behind. We then evolve Flaffy into an Ampharos and Wartortle into a Blastoise, who tries to learn Zap Cannon. That's a bit weird, but I need it. I then take on the 4th gym leader Morty, but this fight was a breeze once again thanks to Leafeon. I make sure a Bite and Bullet Seed 1 or 2 shot his entire team. Even his Gengar gets outsped and even flinches, so we win the fight with no real issue whatsoever. I definitely have a newfound respect for Leafeon now. Before facing Chuck, I evolve Slugma into a Macago, who unfortunately doesn't have Solid Rock, which is now an option in this ROM hack, but I'm sure it's still an upgrade. We then face off against Chuck, who leads off with a Primeape as I start with Castform. I set up the Rain as he sets up a Substitute, and hit a Weather Ball as he goes for Focus Punch. We're able to survive though after breaking the sub, and we get lucky as he misses the Rock Slide the next turn, meaning we can take it out with another Weather Ball. Breloom comes out next though and revenge kills us with a Mach Punch, so I send in Leafeon. His Mach Punch does next to nothing, and we retaliate with a 4-time super effective Aerial Ace for the KO, and next up is Hitmonlee, who after hitting us with a Fake Out also goes down to 1 Aerial Ace. Hitmonchan is next and does actually survive an Aerial Ace and even has enough HP to set up a Substitute, and he fully heals it as we break the sub, and once again he's able to set up another one. We have Bullet Seed though, which is a multi-hit move, so the first 2 hits break the sub and the 3rd one takes it out. Is there nothing that Leafeon can't do? Poliwrath is next, but we only hit twice with Bullet Seed and we get put to sleep. We're then hit by a couple of Ice Punches, but we barely hang on and wake up just in time to hit another Bullet Seed for the KO. We then try to learn the move Psycho Cut, which should definitely be useful. Chuck's final Pokemon is Hariyama, who does bring Leafeon's Reign of Terror to an end with a Fake Out, so I just send in Blastoise and go for Zen Headbutt, which does about half its health. Not only that, but we brush off a Cross Chop like it's nothing, and finish it off with one more Zen Headbutt for the win. These gyms have not actually been that difficult so far. We deal with Team Rocket in the newly added side plot, and then take on the 6th gym leader Jasmine. This time it's Castform's time to shine, literally. First up is Matang, so I set up a Sunny Day, which does make us weak to Earthquake, but we still survive, and from there I can go for a boosted Fire-type Weather Ball, which makes short work of it. Steelix goes down from full health, and so does Bronzong thanks to a crit, and Fortress gets absolutely obliterated as well. The sun fades as Skarmory comes out, but this is the perfect time to set up a Rain Dance as she goes for Protect. I then follow up with a perfectly accurate Thunder the next turn, which she does survive, but she goes for Fly, which means that we can take it out with another Thunder, as it hits airborne opponents as well. Her last Pokemon is Magneton, who just faints to a single Weather Ball, and we earn the 6th badge. Well, maybe Castform isn't as bad as I thought. Now we arrive in Mahogany Town, and we can obtain our 6th and final team member. In the house to the right we find Riley, who gives us an egg. Predictably, inside this egg is a Riolu. Funnily enough, despite its popularity, I've actually never used a Lucario. I've used a Riolu in my Platinum Baby Pokemon Challenge, but never a Lucario, so I'm looking forward to this. We then deal with Team Rocket once again, and evolve Riolu into a Lucario, where it tries to learn Aura Sphere, definitely a move we're going to want. With our fully evolved team, I take on the Ice-type user Price. This fight starts off great, with Castform removing Abomasnow's hair with our Sunny Day, which allows us to outspeed the next turn and one-shot with a massively powerful Weather Ball. Dugong is next, so I switch into Leafeon as I'm expecting a Surf, and that's exactly what happens, so we can hit a Bullet Seed the next turn, but unfortunately we only hit twice. He then takes us out with a single Blizzard, so I switch Castform back in, and go for a Weather Ball, but I completely forgot this thing had Thick Fat. He survives and fully heals up with a Rest, and the sun fades away too, so I decide to set up the Rain instead, and try and hit a Thunder. We are able to hit one Thunder and even paralyze it before we get knocked out by a Surf, but Lucario can come in and clean up with an Aura Sphere, and next up is Mamoswine. I was hoping to be faster than it, but apparently we're not. We get absolutely wrecked by an Earthquake. I guess we were a few levels lower. I send in Blastoise though, who can tank another Earthquake with no issues, and in return one shot with a super effective Surf. Frostlass is next, and we get a great string of luck here. We survive a Thunderbolt and hit back with a critical hit Surf, bringing it down to red health. I know she's going to heal up, so I go for another Surf, and we end up getting a second critical hit. From there we can KO with a priority Aqua Jet, and next up is Lapras. I switch in Ampharos, who takes a Thunderbolt like it's nothing, and I go for Discharge. We do get outsped and hit by a Blizzard, but we hang on with just 7 HP remaining, and Discharge hits, and we get a third critical hit in a row. That was some insane luck. It takes out Lapras from full health, and his last Pokemon is Glalie, who's an Ice Rock type in this game. It takes us out with a priority Ice Shard, but from there we can send in Blastoise, and go for a super effective Surf or an easy one-shot, winning us the 7th badge. Just one more left to go. Before that we have to take on Team Rocket, as well as face off against Zwigo once again. Honchkrow is first and Toxic's our Castform as I set up the Rain, and then we just survive a Drill Peck and hit back with a Thunder, which just falls short. I go for Weather Ball this turn under the assumption I was going to be taken out, but he actually swaps in Electabuzz, so we get a free hit, bringing it down below half before being taken out by the poison damage. I try and finish it off with Lucario's Vacuum Wave, but it just lives on a sliver of health, and we're hit by a powerful Focus Blast, leaving us on just 9 HP. One more Vacuum Wave does finish it off though, and next up is Typhlosion. I switch in Macargo as he thankfully misses a Focus Blast, and then barely survive the second one, as I land an Ancient Power. I have a Quick Claw equipped and I was hoping for it to activate, but it doesn't and we faint the next turn. Blastoise easily finishes it off with a Surf though, and next up is Gengar, who puts us to sleep immediately, but he actually misses the Thunder and we wake up the next turn, hitting a decently powerful Surf. The second Thunder hits, leaving us on red health, but we can finish off the Gengar with another Surf, and next out is Alakazam. I just get a bit of chip damage in with Aqua Jet before fainting to a Shockwave, and then send in Leafeon, who is just about able to survive a Psychic, and finish it off with a Bite. Honchkrow then comes back out, only to be instantly KO'd by an Aerial Ace, and Zwigo's final Pokemon is Seadra. It does outspeed and take out Leafeon with the Surf, but we still have Ampharos in the back, who can take another Surf and hit back with a Discharge, which, much to my surprise, doesn't actually one-shot. Thankfully we're tanky enough to live a second Surf, and finish the fight with one more Discharge. Zwigo, you're gonna need to do better than that. Now we finish our business with Team Rocket. This normally ends in a fight with Archer, however upon defeating him we have to face Giovanni himself. This is the annoying part, because if you lose against him, which I did multiple times, you have to face Archer again before fighting Giovanni. Effectively you have to win 2 fights back to back, although you do get healed in between. Eventually I managed to pull through though. Giovanni starts with a Persian, and I've learned that Lucario is the best counter to this, as our ability makes it so that we don't get flinched by Fake Out, and we can easily one-shot with an Aura Sphere. Rhyperior comes out next, only to also get destroyed by an Aura Sphere, and next up is Nidoking. I switch in Leafeon to take an Earthquake, and hit a super effective Psycho Cut for about half its health, as we unfortunately get taken out by an Ice Beam. From there though, I can send in Blastoise, who can outspeed and finish it off with a Surf. Kangaskhan is next, so I send Lucario back in on a Double Edge, which we resist. I can then outspeed and KO with another Aura Sphere. Man, a lot of his team is weak to fighting. Nidoqueen is next, so I switch into Castform, who gets hit by an Earth Power. He then goes for Protect as I set up the Rain, and then Toxics us as I take it out in a single Weather Ball. Tauros is his last Pokemon, who outspeeds and finishes off Castform, so I send in Blastoise. After the recoil damage from Double Edge, our Surf brings it down to red health, prompting him to heal up. Surf is doing more than half though thanks to the Rain, so we can easily survive a second Double Edge, and 2 Surfs finally win us the battle. That was probably the most difficult fight of the run so far. Now we can finally face the 8th and final gym leader, Claire. This fight was actually kinda easy though. Dragonair is first but goes down to a single Dragon Pulse from Lucario, and next up is Gyarados. I send in Castform as she starts setting up Dragon Dance. I have no time to set up any weather, so I just go straight for the Thunder, and thankfully this pays off as we don't miss, and Gyarados faints from full health. The second Dragonair comes out and hits an Outrage as I set up the Rain, but we get taken out by 2 of them as we hit a Weather Ball. I send in Lucario once again and KO with a single Dragon Pulse, and next up is Salamence. He hits us with a Rain boosted Hydro Pump, but we're still able to live, and deal a massive chunk in return with the Dragon Pulse. We then get taken out by a Fire Blast, so I send in Blastoise, who easily takes a Dragon Pulse and KOs with an Ice Beam. Altaria is next and is also a one-shot with Ice Beam, so we're down to our final Pokemon, Kingdra. I try for an Ice Beam, but it hardly does any damage, and we get taken out by a critical hit Dragon Pulse. I switch into Leafeon and go for Bullet Seed, and we do get the flinch. Our second Bullet Seed only hits twice though, and we get taken out by another critical hit. It's low enough now though to where Ampharos can switch in, hit through the confusion caused by our Swagger, and finish it off with a Discharge, earning us our 8th and final gym badge. Now we can finally take on the Elite Four. Well, not quite. We still need to beat Zwigo one more time. Honchkrow is first, so I lead off with Ampharos and go for the Discharge as he sets up a nasty plot, granting us the early lead. Electivire is next and is part fighting in this game, so I send in Leafeon. He sets up a Light Screen, but I'm using physical attack so I'm not really bothered, and I hit a Psycho Cut for about 60% as he hits us with an Ice Punch. He hits a second one and it actually freezes us, typical. We don't defrost so we go down to another one, and I send in Lucario to try and finish it off with a priority extreme speed, only for it to just barely fall short. We do survive the incoming Earthquake though, so another one seals the deal, and Typhlosion is next. I switch in Blastoise who can take hits all day, and land a Surf for big damage. From there an Aqua Jet is all we need to KO, and Alakazam is next. We get outsped, but we actually survive a super effective Energy Ball somehow, meaning we can hit another Surf and Aqua Jet combo before going down. Lucario can finish it off with an extreme speed, and next up is Kingdra. I hit a Dragon Pulse for great damage, but he doesn't miss or anything, and we faint shortly after. I send in Ampharos who does get hit by a Yawn, but is able to take it out with a Discharge, and now we're down to his final Pokemon, Gengar. We're able to tank a Shadow Ball and hit a Discharge before being put to sleep, but we can't wake up before going down to a few more Shadow Balls, and now we're down to our last Pokemon, Magcargo, as I replace Castform with Psyduck for 8 gems. He hits another Shadow Ball, but we have a lot of special defense, so we take it no problem and hit back with a Lava Plume to win us the fight. A lot closer than I expected though, I'll give you that. Now we've arrived at the Pokemon League, here's a look at our final squad. Overall, I'm impressed with the team. I purposefully chose Pokemon that either I haven't used before, such as Lucario, or ones that often get overlooked, such as Castform, Leafeon and Magcargo. And I've got to say, every team member here has proven itself to be useful. The question is though, will they be able to take us all the way to the Hall of Fame? Well, let's find out. First up is Psychic user Will, and this one didn't start particularly well. His first Pokemon Jinx takes out our Leafeon in one hit with an Ice Beam, and then puts Magcargo to sleep, and knocks it out with a combo of Focus Blast and Psychic. I send in Lucario and thankfully he misses a Focus Blast, allowing me to hit a Dark Pulse to bring it down to low health. He heals up, but another one of those and an Extreme Speed are all we need, and next up is Slowbro. We get a lucky flinch and take it out in 2 hits without taking damage, and next is Xatu. Again, Dark Pulse hits for massive damage as we get paralysed by a Thunder Wave, and then hit by a super effective Heat Wave. We finally hit an Extreme Speed to take it out, but his next Pokemon Lunatone outspeeds, and knocks us out with an Earth Power. I send in Chaos Form to set up the rain, and we take a Psychic decently well, allowing us to outspeed and one-shot with a Weather Ball the next turn. We can even get a great amount of damage on his next Pokemon Gardevoir, before being finished off by a Thunderbolt. From here though, I can just send in Blastoise to revenge kill with an Aqua Jet, and his final Pokemon is a Solrock, so one Surf seals the deal, and we win the first match of the Elite Four. Next up is Poison user Koga. Venomoth is first, so I lead with Cast Form, and set up the Sun. We end up surviving a Bug Buzz and Psychic with just one single hit point remaining, and Weather Ball is then an easy KO, and next up is Tentacruel, who takes us out with a Poison Jab. I send in Ampharos as he activates our static ability, allowing us to knock it out in 2 discharges while taking minimal damage. Toxicroak is next, and I was hoping we get the Paralysis, but no dice. We do get some good damage in, but he takes us down with a mixture of Cross Chop and Earthquake, so I send in Leafeon to clean up with an Aerial Ace. Weezing is next, and Makago can take hits from this thing all day. He does poison us and heal up, but he fails to protect at a crucial moment, allowing us to 2-shot with Lava Plume. Muck is next and hits a Rock Slide, but Makago clearly doesn't give a damn, as he survives with just 5 HP, and hits one more Lava Plume, even burning it in the process before fainting. Leafeon can finish it off with a Psycho Cut from there, and his final Pokemon is Crobat. He sets up a couple of double teams, which means that we do miss, but the second Psycho Cut hits, and leaves him on a sliver of health, as he heals up with a Citrus Berry. That berry actually saved him too, as he hits a massive Brave Bird, and almost takes himself out with the recoil. We miss at the worst possible time though as he heals up, but it turns out we get a better damage roll this time, as it just faints from full health and we beat Koga. This has been pretty smooth sailing so far. You know how we joke that Bruno's the weakest Elite Four member? Yeah, nothing's changed. Leafeon literally 1 or 2 hit KOs his entire team with Psycho Cut. In fact, we only get hit once the entire battle. Bruno...
Why are you the way that you are?
The last member of the Elite Four is Karen, insert joke here. This was another relatively straightforward fight. Mightyena goes down to a single Aura Sphere from Lucario, and I switch in Blastoise on the Houndoom. She tries to set up a nasty plot, but just goes down to a single Surf, and next up is Honchkrow. I go for Ice Beam, but it just falls short, as we get confused by a Swagger. She then of course uses a full restore, but we don't hit ourselves and land another Ice Beam, which brings it back down to the red. I try and finish it off with an Aqua Jet, but we do hit ourselves this time, and we get paralysed by a Thunder Wave too. Turns out we don't need to hit anything though, as we survive a Brave Bird the next turn, and she knocks herself out with the recoil damage. Absol's next, so we get one last hit with Aqua Jet before fainting, and now I send the Lucario back in once again. A single Aura Sphere dispatches of it with no issue, and next up is Spiritomb. I can't use Aura Sphere as it is part Ghost, so I go for Dark Pulse instead, and we get really lucky with a flinch, and on the next turn she just goes for Embargo. One more knocks it out, and her final Pokemon is Umbreon. One Aura Sphere isn't quite enough, however she just goes for Double Team. Aura Sphere can't miss, so we have nothing to worry about, so one more takes it out, and we've now beaten the Elite Four, just the champion left to go. Lance was definitely the most difficult fight though. Gyarados is first, so I lead off with Leafeon, and take it out in a couple of Leaf Blades after being hit by a weak Stone Edge. Charizard comes out, so I send in Makago as he starts setting up Swords Dance, which could have been a threat if he didn't choose to then go for a special move. We survive easily and KO with an Ancient Power, and next up is Garchomp. We actually get a clutch Quick Claw boost, allowing us to hit a Lava Plume which actually burns it, before we go down to an Earthquake. This makes things a lot easier. I send in Leafeon, whose Leaf Blade isn't quite enough, but his Fire Fang does a tiny amount due to the burn, and then the burn damage takes it out from there. Aerodactyl is up next and goes for Torment, but we actually get a critical hit to take it out from full, and next up is the weaker of his 2 Dragonites. I completely forgot that I had the Choice Band equipped, so I try to go for a different move, only to use Struggle instead. We then get taken out by a Draco Meteor, but this actually allows us to send in Blastoise relatively risk-free, as we can easily take another Draco Meteor and finish it off with an Ice Beam. Now we just need to beat his level 60 Dragonite. He outspeeds and hits an Outrage, but Blastoise is easily able to survive, and one single Ice Beam is all we need to take it out. Dragonite goes down and we beat Lance, and beat Pokémon Sacred Gold using only gift Pokémon. As always, I really enjoyed this challenge. Gift Pokemon runs are always a favourite of mine. After all, it is what started my YouTube journey almost 2 years ago, and here we are still making Gift Pokemon runs to this day. It's really insane to think about. As for this particular run, I had a great time. This ROM hack is one of my all-time favourites, and I was really happy with the team we crafted. Lucario was a great addition to the team, and Pokemon like Leafeon really surprised me with how good they actually were. Honestly, that thing was absolutely broken. Castform played its support role amazingly well too, making Pokemon like Blastoise even better. Even Macargo had some genuine use this run. Overall, this is probably one of my favourite gift Pokemon teams. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more, then leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We recently hit 33,000 subscribers, which is amazing, and it takes us one step closer to our goal of 40,000 by the end of the year. Honestly, thank you once again for your support. I really can't tell you how much it means to me. As I said at the start of the video, I've got more videos including more hardcore Nuzlocke coming soon, so I hope you'll stick around for those. Also coming very soon is a video on the new version of Blazing Emerald. It's one of my favourite ROM hacks of all time, so I'm really looking forward to playing through the game again. That's all I've got for you today, so as always, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.